Chapter 1. The Beginning. The sun dipped low over the dense, emerald canopy of the Mahilaropya forest, casting long, golden shadows across the banks of the sacred river. In this sanctuary of nature, life moved to an ancient rhythm. Yet, just beyond the tree line, inside the grand, white stone palace of the city, a heavy silence hung over the royal court. King Amarasatti, a ruler of unmatched wisdom and immense wealth, sat upon his golden throne, his head bowed. His heart was heavy with a sorrow that no treasury of jewels could lighten. He had conquered kingdoms and won the devotion of his subjects. But within his own home, he faced his greatest defeat. His three sons, Krasakta Sakti, Ugra Sakti, and Ananta Sakti, were supreme blockheads. Despite the finest tutors in the land, the princes showed an utter disdain for learning, wisdom, and the responsibilities of the crown. They spent their days in idle games, their minds as blank as unwritten parchment. The king knew that a kingdom ruled by foolish kings would crumble like sand in the wind. Summoning his council of ministers, men greyed with age and experience, Amarasakti looked down at them with pleading eyes. My friends, the king's voice echoed softly in the vast chamber, laced with a father's deep despair. A man is burdened by three great sorrows in life: to have no sons, to have sons who die young, or to have sons who are fools. The first two bring grief that time may heal, but a foolish son is a burning coal held against the heart forever. It consumes you day by day. Tell me, is there no medicine for ignorance? Is there no way to awaken their sleeping minds? The ministers murmured among themselves, shifting uncomfortably. One by one, they offered standard solutions. They spoke of years of rigorous study, of memorizing thousands of verses of grammar, law, and philosophy. But the king sighed, shaking his head. Grammar takes 12 years to master, the king countered, his patience wearing thin. Human life is short and unpredictable. By the time they learn the alphabet, the kingdom will be lost. We need a faster way. We need a miracle. It was then that Galonath, the wisest and most senior counselor, stepped forward. He bowed deeply, his eyes shining with a spark of hope. Oh, great king, Galonath said, traditional methods will indeed take a lifetime. But there lives a Brahmin in our kingdom named Vishnu Sharman. He is a master of all sciences, highly respected, and a man of unparalleled wit. If anyone can kindle the flame of intellect in the princes, it is he. He does not teach through dry texts, but through the living breath of wisdom itself. A spark of hope ignited in King Amarasakti's chest. Without wasting a single moment, he commanded that Vishnu Sharman be brought to the royal court. When the aged scholar entered, his presence filled the room. He wore simple robes, but he carried himself with the quiet dignity of a mountain. His eyes were sharp, yet calm, reflecting a lifetime of deep thought and understanding. The king rose from his throne, walked down the marble steps, and folded his hands in deep reverence. Acharya, the king pleaded, his voice trembling slightly with emotion. My sons are blind to wisdom. If you can take them under your wing and teach them the art of living, the art of politics, and the true meaning of righteousness, I will grant you 100 land grants and wealth beyond your imagination. Vishnu Sharman smiled gently, a look of absolute confidence on his weathered face. He looked at the king, then toward the three princes who stood near the pillars, looking bored and uninterested. O king, Vishnu Sharma spoke, his voice ringing like a temple bell. Hear my vow. I do not sell knowledge for gold or land, but I see your grief as a father and a ruler. Therefore, take heed of my words. I take charge of your sons from this very hour. Within 6 months, I will make them masters of worldly wisdom and statecraft. If I fail to do so, you may bar my path to heaven and take away my name. The court gasped at the boldness of the vow. 6 months to transform complete fools into wise leaders seemed impossible, but the absolute certainty in the old master's voice left no room for doubt. King Amarasakti felt a massive weight lift from his shoulders. He bowed low to the scholar, tears of gratitude welling in his eyes. The very next morning, Vishnu Sharman led the three princes away from the luxury of the palace and into the quiet, vibrant heart of the forest. Sitting beneath the shade of a massive banyan tree, where the gentle breeze rustled the leaves and the birds chirped in harmony, the master looked at his new pupils. They expected dry verses and harsh scoldings. Instead, Vishnu Sharman smiled warmly. My princes, the master began, catching their attention with a mysterious glint in his eye. We shall not read heavy books. Instead, let me tell you a story about a great lion, a faithful bull, and a wicked, scheming jackal. And there, under the banyan tree, the first seeds of the Panchtantra were sown. The air beneath the ancient banyan tree was cool, carrying the scent of damp earth and wild jasmine. The three princes, Prasakta Sakti, Ugra Sakti, and Ananta Sakti, sat cross legged on the swept ground, their usual restless posture giving way to a sudden, quiet curiosity. Before them sat the sage Vishnu Sharman, his eyes holding the depth of a calm ocean. He looked at the young men, seeing past their reputation as fools. He saw minds that had simply never been given a reason to wonder. Wisdom, my princes, Vishnu Sharman began, his voice a low, melodic resonance that seemed to blend with the rustle of the leaves above, is not a cage of rules. It is a key. And the first key I offer you opens the door to understanding friendship, how it is made, how it is nurtured, and how, through the whispers of the wicked, it can be utterly destroyed. Listen closely to the tale of the lion, the bull, and the jackal. This is the beginning of the Mitra Bheda, the loss of friends.